That's me. Pardon me, mother lovers. What's going on? Welcome back to another show. Something you might not never know nothing about with your host, myself, the MysDiggi. That's it. Alongside my co-host, Dan DNA. If you don't know, get to know. AKA Dandolf. We want to thank you all for coming through. Shout out to all the chat room, of course. We had to get back in here, man. You know what I mean? Catch up with the uncommon senses. We've had a lot. We've dealt with a lot, innit, D? We've dealt with a lot it's been like, wow. It got pretty deep, man. How you been, though?
Yeah, good, yeah. What have I been doing? Nothing. Just, it's Easter, wasn't it? So I was obviously celebrating the rebirth of baby chicken, baby rabbit Jesus. Eating chocolate in honor.
Baby chicken. I just got... You say baby chicken because of the eggs, innit? Yeah. It is a confusing time, man. We should have probably got into some, depth into the esoteric meaning of it all, man. But yeah, it is like, because you're trying to figure out, like, hold on a minute.
Confusing.
So these eggs are made of chocolate, right? So somewhere there's either, and they're quite big, so there must be either a chocolate egg-laying ostrich somewhere.
Yeah.
Chocolate laying dinosaurs somewhere. Exciting. I don't know. Then you've got there's chicks and all that. There's rabbits as well.
Rabbits.
Rabbits are involved. You've got
rabbit eggs.
Rabbit eggs. Is it rabbit eggs?
Do rabbits lay eggs?
Yeah, man. They probably got eggs in them. You know what I mean? Like,
so the chicks is the eggs. The rabbits are...
I guess rabbits, they do a lot of, you know what I mean, extra... curricular work. When it comes to,
true. Yeah, you're right. They're a symbol of like fecundity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They get it on. Like Marvin Gaye, let's get it on. Rabbits is non-stop. So you've got that. And then obviously no fish. Friday, you got to make sure. I mean, no. It's only fish.
Fish on Friday, yeah.
For some reason, you can't eat anything. You know, there's a lot of symbology there, man. So it's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about fish and chocolate eggs. Like, I'm not...
Yeah, weird mix.
I can't mix. Yeah. So, I don't know.
And then there's deep fried cream eggs that you can get in the fish and chip shop down the road. They do deep fried cream eggs at Easter.
Deep fried cream eggs?
Yeah.
What?
they're pretty...
What,
they're
as
like
in...
heart attack food.
What, like they're in batter?
Yeah, batter a cream egg and deep fry it.
It's a batter a cream egg.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
They do all sorts of chocolate bars, but at Easter they do cream eggs.
Yeah, that is just next level, boy. That's that's what you know what I mean. I guess it's like the sweet and savory thing. Like, I don't mind sweet and salt popcorn.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like deep fried. Let alone it's in batter, but it's deep fried. I don't really get like...
Have you never had a battered Mars bar?
Nah. I've heard about the battered Mars bar from way back. Like the battered Mars bars, that's legendary business.
Yeah.
Battered pizza slices and all that.
Yeah, battered, deep fried pizza.
Battered pies.
Yeah, battered pies.
Like deep
I've never had anything else deep fried other than fish or Mars. I've had a Mars bar, I've had a cream egg. But I've never had anything else. I know they do all the other stuff as well. Sausage I've had.
What did you... Well, yeah, like cod and all that. But what made you... what made... I'm guessing that you tried the Mars bar first.
Yeah.
What was it about it that made you go, yo, yeah, you know what? Let me try that shit, man, because that looks...
It was there. That's why I tried it. If they hadn't have sold it.
Yeah. But
don't you ever go in the shop and see something, you're like, I wonder what that's like. It's like,
yeah, but not bad Mars bar. Nah, not bad, bruv. Come on, man. Like, it's already a Mars bar anyway. Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, but when it's fried, it's like gooey inside. It's like sort of hard around the edge, but then you bite into it and it's like warm and gooey. So it turns it all into sort of almost like a liquidy goo.
Like a fudge.
As soon as it yeah, exactly. And then it hits your mouth and it all starts drying and you're just like... with
the crispy...
with the oil off the batter as well. The cream egg was weird because it's like, where are you supposed to even hold a cream egg that's battered? You just got to...
Yeah, so the chocolate ain't melting. Like
No, it's because it's like flash fried, so the chocolate doesn't actually melt. It's sort of just like... it melts as soon as your mouth touches it. It just breaks apart.
All right, so is it the same oil that they've been frying chips? Like
It tastes a bit fishy.
Yo, saveloy, sausage, there's all type of oil going on.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty deep, boy. Yeah, I don't know about battered Mars, but I can't. But I mean, I guess for the novelty of it, maybe
That I've only had it once. Yeah.
Would you go? You wouldn't go there again. And then what? Okay, so yeah.
only for the egg.
Yeah, exactly. You had
Because
the
it was
Mars
there.
bar, and then you was like, right, that was a bit bad. But then what was it that you switched up and go, okay, let me
There's
just try
like
it.
round Easter, and they was like, we're doing battered eggs now, and I was just like,
You
I
just
can
had to
have
do
one.
it.
Try a battered egg, please. Yeah.
You're just like, boy, let me just try it.
Yeah, just try. 'Cause I like the eggs. I like cream eggs anyway. I like battered stuff. You know what? I wouldn't do it now. I don't think. I think back then it's because it's probably like Munchies time or something. So it's probably
the
just
munchies
like.
kicked in. Yeah, after that, it must have felt kind of weird. Like, I guess then you probably weren't thinking about it in that way, but it's like now, you eat that and then you'll be like, yo, that was wrong. Like your belly's like, bruv, what? Wow, like all kind of. That shit when you're constipated, you don't even realize. Like you're constantly thirsty. It's just drawing all the fluids out of you. But that one battered, one battered. What I mean, what if people were like battering Smarties and all that?
Well, they reckon they can.
probably
They
get
say, it
deep.
says on the fryer, it says we batter anything.
Like,
So you can go in there, whatever your favourite sweet is, and they'll batter it.
people are battering ice cream.
Yeah. Apparently, I've
Yeah,
never
yeah,
had
yeah.
it, but it doesn't. Apparently it stays as a ball of ice cream because it's fried so quick that they just put it in and pull it out again. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Cadbury's cream egg, bruv. That's levels, man. That's
What,
taking it there.
What did you do? Easter? Anything?
What did I do Easter? You know what? I didn't really get up to much Easter stuff, to be honest. Like we kind of gone off of this. The family's got off of this whole.
Yeah.
Every 2 minutes you got to celebrate something. You got, it's like we celebrate whatever we want. You know what I mean? As opposed to, I think we had a steak on Easter. You know what I mean? Peppers.
Body of Christ.
Hey, yeah, I think the body of Christ is bread, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't. I don't know. We
Or
had some
wafers
flat bread.
or something. Maybe
some flat
wafers.
bread.
Wafers and wine. They do. Body and
Is it
blood.
wafers and wine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bread.
Yeah.
Bread
so
is like
you
the
could
harvest,
use bread. Yeah.
the time of harvest, isn't it? So that's like
Yeah.
Virgo,
Yeah.
and then the wine is Libra, the time of the grapes, time when the harvest. Now you can crush all the grapes and turn it into wine, and that's how Jesus turned water into wine. So they say, yo, let's give a shout out to the crew, man, the Uncommon Senses. We came back here for you. Robbie Love, what's going on? Turbo Tubalicious, Liz Williams, hey, all the crew locked in. Big up Sinead. Now, all right, old type Black Einstein, what's going on? Mr. Green, yes, Martha Sovereign. Big up Tempest Elixir. I'm loving these names, man. Yes, shout out to the crew, man. We appreciate you lot coming through. Nah, with no guest tonight, man. It's us catching up with you lot. Let us know how you're doing. Please hit us up with the roll call as well, man. I haven't got a chance to do the roll call for a few weeks, man, and it's hit me. And because next week is 420.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
So our plan is to do a 420 show. So next week
Yeah.
we're gonna come back Thursday.
We're doing Thursday. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's why we hit you up. We had to come back and hit you lot up and make sure we catch up properly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let you know next week is going to be 420. So please, let me know who's got the flavors out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll do the origin of 420. We'll do the
yeah,
a little bit of research. I've done a little bit of research on it before.
yeah. Let's get on that, man. Definitely, because there seems to be a few different there are different stories as to how 420 came about. You've got like the I find you got the sort of intellectual version, the version that they're probably, talking about in the offices, in the dorms, in the universities, colleges, and whatnot. And then you got the street version. And then you got the stoner version. There's a stoner version as well. So we'll try and get there, man. But yeah, let us know what's going on with the roll call out there. Please do, mother lovers. Yo, who is it? I just saw somebody said something hilarious. Mr. Green said Mr. Green said Parky took over last week.
He said, I watched it back. Mice couldn't even say bye.
Yo, nah, man. Listen to last week's show if you missed it, mother lovers. We had a man like Michael Parkinson come through.
Oh, it was such a good show.
Yeah, man. He came and he just poured his heart out, man. He was honest with us. I think he said he might have got in trouble with the missus with some of the stuff he said, man. So, but, we appreciate him coming through and being as honest as he was. And, I think the other reason I wanted to do the show as well is because I wanted to find out how you lot felt about the whole situation, because it did leave me kind of perplexed after. I think like we carried on a bit of conversation after the show and that. And, it just kind of hit me like, right, how messed up, like, people are in sort of this underground, industry where people are trying to, make something of a talent that they have independently, and everyone's trying to do it as well, but then you got all this kind of cutthroat weird business that goes on, and it always seems like it's behind the curtain, like from the offset, from the surface level, it just looks like everything's cool and everything's running all right, but then and I can relate to him because of the whole stuff with Low Life that happened years ago. Like I think I talk about it on the first ever stream we did, didn't it? Live stream.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I was trying to say to him, is that I rate the fact that as much as it, things have happened to him like that, he's managed to kind of get through the stumble, get through the hard part of, coming to terms with the fact, innit? Like, right, this is how it is, kind of thing. And then being able to work on, new project with trust other people that, because I found that hard, man. That was a really hard task, was to like people that, that I've known for ages or whatever. And I think people probably felt that as well. It's like, right, he's kind of standoffish. And I'm like, yeah, because, that shit can happen to you. Well, I shouldn't be swearing yet, but, that can happen to you without you realizing. And then next minute, you're kind of left in the lurch thinking like, right, okay, so how do I know this ain't going to happen again?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But with anyone, like, you built up that many years of a relationship with someone. So yeah, it proper had me like, right, boy.
Did producers have to like coax you back into their labs with like treats and things and like, like you felt it was a bit like
bits of bud.
Don't want to come in there, and they're like, come on, it's fine. I've got some beats.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like,
I know what you mean. Yeah,
it's kind of like that thing where you just think, oh right, I'll just do everything myself.
Yeah,
at that time as well, because I've seen this guy kind of do everything, off his own back, but then obviously start hiring people to do whatnot. I can see it's quite possible. And I think a lot of like UK kind of hip hop cats, underground cats, were doing, that sort of thing, releasing their material themselves. But then you start, I do appreciate what a label does, because there's a lot more to it than just making the music and putting it out, which we all know, you know what I mean? And if you don't really understand that side of it, it's easy to, lose the reins, just like you let go and oh no, I don't know what the hell's going on now.
But rappers are jumpy anyway. They're already sort of like solitary creatures in a way. So when you sort of do things, like what happened with Low Life, is that everybody was getting stuff done for them, so they could sort of carry on with their sort of routine of practicing their art or whatever. And then to find out that like you didn't have your eye on the ball all that time with somebody, it's sort of like I can understand why it'd make someone even more jumpy and even more sort of like, no, I'm not going to trust anybody now, and I'm going to do it all myself. And in a way, it's a bigger setback because now you're having to learn a load of other stuff on top of doing your art, and it's all stuff that you don't really want to have to learn. You'd rather somebody else, it's like say someone took your website away, and suddenly you've got to learn how to do web design as well, and so you are sort of doing technical stuff that you shouldn't really. Not totally really be doing, but in a way it strengthens you in the long run, but in the short term it sort of did destroy everything.
Yeah, and the other part as well on top of that, I think what made it even harder for a lot of people was the fact that it wasn't just the physical side, now it's the digital side.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's almost twice as much work in a way because you got to maintain. And then it was like, oh, MySpace. Oh, yeah, I've got my MySpace. All right, cool. Yeah, now you need a website. Now you need a Facebook. Now you need a Twitter. Now you need Insta. Now you need it. Like, yo. So, yeah, it can definitely be something that probably mess people up. But, yeah, so I rate him for that. And, yeah, big up to all the crew that watched that and shared it.
What I got from it is that he's also, like, from that more like digital age as well, so he's more on it with the streams and stuff like that, which is if it wouldn't be easy to do it obviously, but like tapping into somebody like that for like the details on how to like take control of your your digital archive and your stream and all the rest of it, I know it'd be really like a long thing for him to have to sit down and explain to somebody or whatever, but sounds like he's got a grip on it, and he's got a good understanding of what you should be doing with your streams and
it's moving on.
Yeah, and it's slightly easier than with like vinyl and all the rest of it because you are dealing with stuff that's sort of got its own distribution. So you ain't got to worry about it, but whereas where we're from, it's like more vinyl and, back then. So, but I think he's sort of from the digital, that sort of generation where it's like brought up with the digital stuff.
No, he's from the same era, but it's like he's made that switch quicker, I think, than a lot of, like I was saying, a lot of people struggled.
Yeah.
And some people didn't, he's one of the people that didn't. Obviously being a bit younger, but he knows about the vinyl era. He was sticking tissue into tape and all that. You know what I mean? Taping back to Dave. But yeah, man, it was a very interesting one, man. And I think it's something people can take away from that is like, the fact that regardless of what someone can, all the bad-mindedness that can happen to you through a kind of relationship or whatever, you can come out the other side and learn from it. And do you know what I mean? From that, it's like you should be able to now discern who's who out of your friends, which like he was alluding to, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting, man. Yes, big up the crew, them. You know what I mean? What's going on then? What is going on with the roll call? Because, you lot have been quiet. Who's on the Star Dog? I know someone's on the Star Dog, so just get it out now. Mr. Green said bye. Couldn't even say bye. I'm sure I said bye last week, man.
No, but the thing is we was trying to sort of end it, but new bits kept coming up, so we kept sort of we carried on. But there was a couple of times where it was like, it's been a good show,
okay.
And then people in the chat were like, "Good show, everyone." And then like 20 minutes later, we're still going, sort of thing.
Yeah, that happens, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, and who else would you want it to happen with? It's not like it's not like the worst thing in the world that we've got.
Yeah, my brother said he was like
Parkinson.
Yeah, he was away. Like, yo, it seemed like my man was like he was getting his emotions out, getting it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't want to interrupt a rapper while he's trying to share.
If he's doing that, then I've got to let him do it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Robbie Love. He said, just finishing off some fake Cali, which is nice. Got another bag or something new, but doesn't seem as baggy. He cracks me up. Man said fake Cali, which is nice. Hey, what is Hyde Park on this 420? Because if it is,
what, Hyde Park?
Yeah, Turbo Turbolicious says report from Hyde Park feature. That could be a one. If it's on, we might have to do that, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
420 Hyde Park
Strict.
2023.
It's hardcore out here, man. It's hardcore. When you're making music independently and trying to get out and then you start meeting your peers, you know what I mean? You start realizing like, wow, we're all in the same game. It's all like, you know what I mean? When you go to them, like the you know what I mean, the Blaze centers, like where there's like clubs and that, where different people got their different buds and whatnot, got their pots, tables all set up. Say you go to Barcelona or something, you know what I mean? You realize as nice as they all seem from the offset, from, you know, from the surface, it's like, yo, these lot are all in business and they're against each other. They're all working against each other. They might be all smiles, all swapping pots with each other, letting one bill a zoot here, this, that, and the third, but it's like, yo. And then it's the same thing, man. And you kind of, you have to come to terms with that. Even down to the people that might be running your labels or whatever, if they're doing the same thing as you, and so, you know, you be prepared, man. It's cutthroat, especially when it comes to creativity as well. It's even more hardcore because you put your heart and soul into it. You sit there for ages crafting this thing, putting your every thought you can, you know, until you can't even keep your eyes open no more. You're tired as, you know what I mean? Yeah, like that. You wake up still thinking about, oh, right, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do that. Then bam, product is finished. You're proud as a mother lover of this. And then someone just goes and takes the piss out of it all. Do you know what I mean? They try and jerk you in some way. That's when it hurts, man. And it will hurt, you know, but this is when you realize that the business is not of our nature. Do you know what I mean? It's not really, it doesn't do right for the soul in a way. Someone can just take your shit and just own it themselves now. You know? You don't own nothing after all that work. It's something you got to be prepared for, man. Right, so what else?
Oh, Laurence Limbo. Laurence Limbo's back.
Hey, big up Laurence Limbo, man. IBMCs, what's going on? Right, Star Dog. Man said Star Dog, you know. Robbie Love says, I think UK hip-hop has a big anti-corporate hang-up. Elaborate, please. That's an interesting statement. I think UK hip-hop has a big anti-corporate hang-up. Yeah. I think you're right in a sense, if I'm understanding that correctly. We need the terms and conditions, my friend. What else? All right. So Martha Sovereign, Banana Kush, Afghan Gold Hash, and yep, you guessed it, the old diggity Star Diggy. Star Diggy. We start calling it Star Diggy. Star Dog Boy. Yeah, that's a nice combination though. Still, you know what I mean? Sprinkle some of that ash in the Banana Kush. Woof. Go flying. Shout out to Tempest Elixir. Sorry, yo, Mike, you performing anytime soon? I'm gonna be hosting at the Breaking Convention Park Jam, which will be on, I believe it's May the 1st. So I think they're sorting out flyers and all that for that now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I'll be hosting there. But at the moment, because I'm in the lab working, just trying to get some more bits and bobs together. So I'm not too eager to perform.
Monday, May the 1st.
Yeah, Monday, May the 1st.
1 p.m. till 6 p.m.
Well, I think it's going to be 1 till 7 this time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you lot come down to that, man. Make sure you're there. We'll give you the word anyway, man. It's 4:20 next week, so we'll, you know what I mean? We should have the flyer by then. But yeah, other than that, I'll keep you lot posted when I got the live stuff coming up. But yeah, for the moment, you know what I mean? I'm really trying to get a bunch of material sorted. So it's like lab work. I don't want to, because UK's so small, it's like you go out and perform and then you have to wait a bit before you can get booked again in certain places. So Makes sense if I just come back with the blam. What else? So Diggy. Stardog, man.
That's it. From now on.
Diggy, boy. Yeah, is someone told me the other day, they had like the lemon haze. I was like, right, boy, people are still, it is a thing, man. It's like something you can't let go of. I think once it hits you in the right way, and I'm sure that's the same with the Diggy, because the one thing with Stardog is it does the terp. If you get a good one, the terp can switch up. 1 minute it's like kind of cushy and all coughing, and that next minute it was all smooth, got a little purple kind of fruity flavor to it, like. So I get it, and then you got the diesel thing as well with Stardog. There's quite a diesel flavor to it, so I get it. But I think I just got bored of it, man. I'm sure. I think Purple Stardog. I remember I had that when I was in Edinburgh. That was bang bang. Yeah. But yeah, man. So first of all, we got to give a shout out to the one and only, and of course, we got to give them a congratulations on their 8th anniversary together, Richie and Touraine, aka the CMOS Boss. Big up the cmosboss.co.uk, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? We've always got to give them a shout out because they provide us with the best natural sea vegetables, wild crafted and organic, from the coasts of the wild Atlantic way, the coast on a god. And Troy put on the Irish accent, but I don't know if it'll work. I ain't even gonna try, boy. That'll be like the worst type of read, boy. But yeah,
Cancelled.
Yeah. Hit it, man. I have to get cancelled for that, boy. Try and come up with. Are you really trying to do that? No. Yeah, but one time, me and Jargon, funny enough, we did get away with doing that for Touch magazine, like in the early years.
What, pretending you was both Irish?
Yeah. My name was Dermot. His name was Patrick. Yeah, it was Patrick and Dermot. Oh, it's Dermot the pervert. Yeah, but those were the days, man. But yeah, shout out to the cmosboss.co.uk. You can get yourself a bunch of, there's a variety of sea vegetable products. Real Irish moss gel, so that's ready made. You can get the Irish moss, raw, that you can make yourself or cook up yourself. You can get Irish moss and bladderwrack gel combined. You can also get bladderwrack flakes by themselves, spirulina flakes, sea salt and kelp seasoning, wakame sea spaghetti, Irish seasoning, as well as dose. And I'm telling you, the sea spaghetti is next level as well. When it comes to the nutritional value, a lot of these products are very, very high. That's why we, do our best to kind of let you lot know about them. And also, we've been privileged enough to get like a discount code. So that hopefully that will entice you to, you know what I mean? It's all about making people feel better with this show. So the stuff like Dose, very high in vitamins A, B1, B2, B3, B6, B12, C and E. You got zinc, chromium, copper, magnesium, iodine, magnesium, like listen to that, potassium, calcium. Bruv. I don't even understand how people haven't even tried any of this yet. At least try it. See how you feel. They got the wakame, high source of minerals, magnesium, iodine, calcium, iron, vitamins A, B2, C, D, and K. I don't even need to go on. The best thing for you to do is do some research. Do yourself some due diligence. Now, this is one thing we do preach on the show is like, don't believe anything we say. Go out and try your best to find out for yourselves. Do you know what I mean? But I think people know from, the type of music I do, how I carry myself. I don't really like to lie to people. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So go to the cmosboss.co.uk. When you get to the checkout, type in about 20. That's ABOUT, all caps, and 20. The number 2 and the number 0. And you'll get yourself 20% off any order from the CMOSBoss.co.uk. You know, I asked them, well, would you be up for that? Would you be up for letting us let people know about what you do? Give them a discount? Yeah, they want to do it. Yo, can we go? Because I know these, like, they're not playing around. It's not no, like, you know, Coca-Cola owned by so-and-so, owned by this one, owned by that one that owns everything already. It's nothing like that. This is, you know, people that we know doing it from the heart, you know, and managing to find, like, we're lucky, I think, to be honest, man, because there's a lot of BS out there when it comes to these sort of products. Do you know what I mean? We've been through it. When you go, like, you can go to any, I'll just go to the halal shop and get some, you know what I mean, where you get your yams or whatever that's different, and then bam, you see the little CMOS thing there. Like, oh, right, yeah, this CMOS, yeah, I'll get this.
Yeah.
Like the little £3 dry out. It's nothing. That's like nothing compared to what these guys are providing at all, man.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, and you can monitor yourself.
We managed to get one of the best ones.
Like, you monitor yourself. That's how you work out whether it really works or not.
Yeah.
You can't say, yeah, but don't they just say that because blah, 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 blah. Then didn't I read in the thing that it's like, all right, try it then. Try it and see if that's true or not. Then you find out, like, yo, this is powerful, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were saying you know, we always like to bring up how they lie to us. But they were saying that the Irish, when they went through that famine, they survived just on potatoes alone, just on taters. That's it. What have you got in taters? Like, if we were to look up, you know what I mean, the nutritional content of a tater, you really think people are surviving on taters? Come, man. It's way more than that, bruv. Yes. So big up the CMOSBoss.co.uk, and good luck with the weddings coming up as well soon. They're getting married. Congrats. Yeah, man. There's got to be a lot more hip-hop weddings. You know what I mean? Ain't been that for a minute.
Yeah.
Out here, anyway, definitely ain't been that. In America, you see that. You see a whole bunch of hip-hop weddings, but like, there people doing their little dances and that. And they're like, when the first dance, it'll be like husband and wife will break down, body popping and that.
Yeah, their ones. Their first dance going to be right old to do, isn't it? The Irish jig and
some bashment.
Some just all thrown in there. Yeah, something new will come out of it anyway.
Yeah, it'd be wicked, man. Shout out to Black Einstein in the building. Evening all. All right, so what's this? Yamor says the last of the strawberry pie hash in the bowl. Okay. Strawberry pie, yeah? That sounds interesting. Something you might not never know nothing about, ladies and gentlemen. We do enjoy that. Yeah, is there something you lot think we might not never have known nothing about? Please hit us up in the comments. Also, it'd be good as well, my friend was suggesting this, that if people left comments in the videos as well, like after the show.
They should be doing that
in the main comments, you know what I mean?
That's
like
for the old algo, yeah.
Yeah, for the old algorithms, you know what I mean? We got to work on these algorithms. So they're saying what we got to do is get people to talk about the show, like your opinion of the show. Like, you know, whatever discussion.
Something we can reply to, because that gets it going as well. Something controversial if you want, something non-controversial. It's up to you.
Up to you.
But you're our team, so you know we appreciate you. That's why we read those adverts to you every week. So we appreciate.
Make sure you get the right friggin'. You know what I mean?
We appreciate you lot, but like it, if we could all pull together and get the algo going, and you know. That's like as well. We're just going to add to the like, share, subscribe, comment. We're going to add comment to it now as well.
Yeah.
Just
You got to
four
comment.
things you've got to do.
Got to comment on the thing. We got 4 likes. There's like 400. Nah, there's like I don't know how many people in the chat room, but there's definitely more than 4 people in the chat room. So let's get them likes up and see if that works for us.
And then
Por
going to
favor.
the subscribing to the podcast version, which is usually done by the end of the week or at the weekend or something, and you can listen back in your car or on the train or wherever you do podcasts, listen to podcasts. And then Odyssey, the other YouTube channel, because we're going to be taking them down off of your channel soon. Exactly. So they'll be streamed live here, and then we'll stick them straight onto the other channel. So they'll be gone within a couple of weeks or whatever, or within a week or something. So it's just like getting into all these places, and you are our like digital street team essentially. So we give you 20%. We secured you the 20% bag at the CMOS Boss and the Canisters. You got the 20% off bag. So just it's not like a favor for a favor or anything, but we're just sort of saying once you take your CMOS, spray a bit of the full spectrum spray down your underpants, and then get on the YouTube channel and leave some comments.
Yeah, you can put it anywhere. Funny enough, you can rub it.
No,
anywhere.
I'm just saying, get yourself going. Get on the YouTube.
Get on the sativa.
Write some fruity comments or something. Just something to just keep us sort of entertained, and then we can comment on, or if you've got any more questions or anything, I don't know.
Laurence Limburger's on the wedding cake and a tinny. Hey, you know what a tinny is, mate?
And a tinny, yeah.
Fucking tinny, mate. Oh yeah, go for a fucking tinny, mate. Whenever you fucking want, mate. Punch a cone, punch a sick cone and cans, mate.
Cone.
I fucking punch a cone anytime I want, mate. Big up to Robbie Love saying he want to go to the Dank of England Cup in Barcelona. Yeah, that sounds sick. Dank of England, man. Rest in peace to the brother. Black the Ripper, man. Jeez. Legend, man. Samson. You know what I mean? So, yeah, all right. So you're more saying it's not an anti-corporate thing, in my opinion, to Robbie. It's more that companies didn't think there was any point in investing in it until recently, I reckon. Yeah, I think it's a weird thing with the whole sort of companies getting involved in the UK rap scene, the UK rap world. I think there's always been that in a sense, but they weren't really sure what to do with it. And I think, you know what I mean? I really do think, like, from my point of view, I can say that there was a confusion as to what UK rap was for a bit, and it was a lot to do with the sound being American just from the boom bap side of things anyway, but then also the accent thing.
Yeah.
And so there were people that were getting signed, had the American accent, but then it didn't work because they had it, and and then there were a bunch of people making the music that didn't have it, even though they were rapping on American sounding stuff more so than the grime or whatever. So I think there was that whole mix up, and then also there's like that there's another level, I think, where there were people that used to do UK hip hop that stopped doing it because they weren't really getting much love, but stayed doing industry stuff, i.e. like managing or working in labels, signing artists and whatnot, and they kind of turned their back on the UK hip hop stuff because of a bit of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's that. It's just like they don't want to touch it. They're like, you know what I mean? You lot didn't care about me. So I think there's part of that as well. But then, obviously now becoming what it has become, the different styles of UK rap that we have, I think it was easier for the sort of corporate world to latch on.
Yeah, I interviewed a load of people recently, load of rappers, old rappers, and everyone. One of the questions we asked was, when do they remember hip hop going mainstream, and they all had the same opinion, which is that it was mainstream from the very beginning. You know, there was adverts with breakdancing, there was music videos that as soon as breakdancing happened, it became like a global phenomenon of everybody was breaking, everybody was popping and locking, you know, and then rap thing came afterwards. And then it became a sort of, you know, there was like children's shows, Good Morning Britain television show, and they had breakdancing on there. You know, it was sort of in the mainstream from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a phenomenon that took over culture. And now it's got like, you know, who was talking about it? Dolby D, that Katy Perry, her sonics in her music are like hip hop sonics. You know, so it's sort of like,
I mean,
it's everywhere.
Yeah, let
It's
alone
all
that.
pervasive.
It's like in watch any film now, damn near anything on TV, you'll hear a hip hop kind of beat. Even if it's not a great, you know, you'll hear a hip hop sounding kind of beat, and you're like, wow, man, it's everywhere. Let alone now the amount of adverts that we're hearing with little raps in them.
So there is anti-corporate or anti-establishment rap, but as a cultural movement, hip hop it's everywhere.
Yeah,
it's in every country.
Yeah.
It's all around the world.
Well, there's commercial hip hop, man. Like everyone knows what.
But
it
even
is.
even the clothing, you know, I mean, the culture,
Yeah.
how much it's influenced everything.
It's the double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the double-edged sword of like you get into it because it's like you know, it's like it goes against it all. But then, as you see, the success in it is actually becomes part of the you know, the industry, the corporation. So it's a tricky one, man.
It is, yeah.
I think it's a fine line.
It's not as easy a question to answer as people might think. You know, when you actually think,
not.
when you actually, it surprised me actually when everyone's kept saying the same thing. It's always been mainstream, you know. And it's like, yeah, there are maybe what you could say is that the UK version of hip hop was never particularly mainstream. You know, American hip hop culture and rap was mainstream, but the UK had its own particular style of rap that was more to do with the sort of, you know, like the reggae dancehall influence, and also spawned, you know, we've talked about all this before, but it spawned like, you know, jungle and all this sort of stuff. And so maybe it took a bit longer to sort of, you know, for the UK to really find itself in it all. And what you've got now, I don't really think it is even really truly what UK, you know, the UK, what's commercial now, I don't think is the true UK flavour of hip hop, is it? It's sort of what's commercial is just what's commercial.
Yeah.
Like N-dubs were never really the flavour of UK hip hop that we all know. They was just a rap group that was commercial, you know.
Do you know what? It's fun, and I'm not trying to be funny, but because I was just watching Crisscross Jump, the video, yeah, and you know, you watching it, and it's like you can see that they're made to do all of this, but at the time, you're not really thinking of it like that, innit? But now you watch it and you can see that. And the story behind them apparently is that they weren't rappers. They were just like young kids that would be hanging out in the shopping mall and all that, you know, like going in different shops, sneaker shops or whatever. And Jermaine Dupri was there for some reason lurking around. Nah, and then he just saw like how the girls around them, when they saw these two, you know, they were just like, oh, like all that. And so he was just like, oh, right, what's going on? And so he asked them, he's like, oh, you two rappers or something? And they were like, nah, we're just fly. We just look good and the girls love us, sort of thing. And he was like, yo, so he got them to learn how to rap. You know, obviously got whoever to write for them and whatnot and rap and then become something. And it's like, when you're mentioning about N dubs and like all the the sort of commercial music not being sort of the core, of the core necessarily, but all they need to do is take elements. It feels like all they need to do is take elements of that core, and then so throw them. Them kids already are fly. They look cool. All the young girls are gonna love them and whatnot. So now let's give them a bit more rawness. Make it so they can rap. Like they're like little miniature pimps. You know what I mean? That can rap now and like wow, they got that much swagger. Like and they got bars as well and. Make it back, and then all right. I think they used to dress, but that was their thing anyway. They used to wear their stuff backwards, and so all that. But that's what it feels like. It's like all the corporate world needs to do is like get someone to just even rapping on something. Just having someone rap something is more. It's like a bit more rugged and a bit more like, oh, that's taboo. Oh, wow, that's something different, that alone, let alone like, okay, they came from the mean streets of Camden and, this, that, and the third. I think so. There's always going to be that, man. I think we kind of got to understand that. And then there's always a chance for us to create an industry if we want it to be like that. But I feel like a lot of people, and because of the way that it's turned anyway, like, the nature of the music industry in the independent world, a lot of people are kind of happy just like, putting out their own stuff and not trying too hard unless it's like part of their clique sort of thing, Yeah. It seems like it's almost easier in that sense as well. Like people are scared to go out or whatever. But you know what I mean? Yeah, so it's a shame. It's almost like how work now, a lot more people they just go 2 days in the office or couple of days, 3 days in the office or whatnot, and work from home. They've got used to it now. So
UK rappers have been doing that for the longest.
Working from home,
only showing up for 2 days a week.
It's a funny old game, mate. It's a funny old game. Oh, what? Yeah, you're right. We need some Irish reggae. You're right about that. For the CMOS ad.
Yeah. Like Irish music, reggae. I don't know how you do that.
Wow. Tempest Elixir. Yeah. That's a really good one. Get Harry and Sarah to spin for a Kung Fu reunion. That's a good one. Put the feelers out there and see if that could happen. That might be able to happen, man. Shout out to Young Gun, Mr. Thing, and DJ Shorty Blitz. They did an event, I think it's called Saturdays, a few weeks ago. And I'm pretty sure I heard Harry and I heard that Harry and Sarah were there. You know what I mean? So that you never know, that could happen, man. That's an interesting one though. I really like that idea. Kung Fu Crew, boy. It's been a minute. You know what I mean? Big up Tempest Elixir for that one. Yeah, those were the days, mate. The old Kung Fu days. I've been bumping into a few people as well here and there talking about that. It's funny, man.
So what's Mr. Green mean? He says, you see, this is the problem. UK HH don't know how to play the game. What game?
Yeah. Well, he's on about the industrial game. He's on about the music game. He's on about the business. It's like there are certain things that people... it's like people talk about they don't want to sell out, but don't you want to get rid of all of your CDs or all of your vinyl or all of your merch and whatnot? AKA sell out of your merch, sell out of your vinyl, sell out your, you know what I mean? There's selling out of your material that you're putting out there, or there's selling your soul. And I think that's what people mean about the whole sell out thing. But there are ways that you can navigate through this industry without selling your soul. And I think that's what Mr. Green's talking about. And so the side of it, like in terms of marketing yourself, you rap, you make music, you feel like that's enough to market yourself. But unfortunately, it's not, because there are a whole bunch of other people doing the same thing. So now you've got to make your product that you're marketing something that people want to be interested in. And so you've got to think of ways of doing that. Unfortunately, you know, and I'm definitely, you know, like guilty of feeling like, right, it's like almost I feel like I'm begging people to hear my music type thing. You know what I mean? You could look at it like that, or you could look at it like you're marketing your material, you're marketing your product, your merchandise. And there are various different ways of doing that. And, you know, it's like the idea is understanding that and then being able to execute it, you know, to a level that, you know, I'm sure people like Mr. Green, other people that I've heard say similar things will look at it and be like, right, that's, you know what I mean? At least they're doing it the right way. At least that's really good product. That's, you know, they're promoting themselves, you know, here, there, and everyone seeing the name and all that. But not everybody knows how to do that, man. And it also would feel like a lot more work to do other than trying to create the product. Do you know what I mean? So it's tricky, man. Tricky for a lot of people. And I can imagine how frustrating it is for people that, you know, are into it as well.
Yeah.
If that
I
makes sense.
I don't know if it's all got like the crossover potential. I mean, like the idea of like selling out, like you've got to actually be popular in the first place. And, you know, I don't mean that about any particular person. I just mean that like some of the UK stuff is sort of, it's very UK. It's got like its own sound. It's got its own, you know, it's like Welsh rap. You know, is it going to be big outside of Wales? Probably not, because they're rapping in Welsh. You know, so how many people? Yeah, some people are going to dig Welsh rap, but the most people who are going to dig it are people who speak Welsh. You know, or Spanish rap. You know, it's big in Spain, and there's going to be some people outside of Spain who appreciate it, but it's never going to be like, you know, it's never going to take the world, unless it's in South America, I suppose. Obviously, that it could get big there, but yeah, you know, it's like, what is there to sell out? Really, it's like just go for it as far as you can, and when it comes to it, what are you know, when I think when people talk about selling out, they're talking about selling out their morals or their scruples or, you know, some other part of themselves.
Yeah.
And if you're worried about that, then just don't do that.
Well, this is the thing, innit? It's like, so what he was saying about, say, like N-Dubs are more than a rap group, and UK hip-hop doesn't understand how to play the game. It's like, a lot of UK hip-hop doesn't want to play that game. They don't want to be what Dappy became.
But can they even play that game? I mean, is it...
Yeah,
it's
true.
It's quite niche, some of it.
Yeah,
you
true.
know? It's like, it appeals to a certain type of person.
True.
And that's it. You know, I don't see many people switching their style to be something that's like very, very, you know, mainstream playlist friendly style, just because they think, well, I'm sick of not earning any money off of this, I'm just going to completely switch up, you know, because someone like N-Dubs, we're all using N-Dubs because they are like the standard of great.
Well, I like the thing is, I think that there are people out there that believe there are artists from, you know, my era and even before that could have got to that level as well.
Yeah.
But the thing is, music is subjective, but it's the side of like Mr. Green did mention about the push. It's like if there was a push behind some of us, you know, from a higher level, then, and I think it's like, yeah, it would have been like that, but there wasn't, for reasons such as, you know, obviously being messed over by, you know, people like Brain Tax and that. Also, then it's like he's not the only person to kind of just have a whole load of talk but not action. Do you know what I mean? Or do, you know, his actions obviously show he's a different type of person and that.
Yeah.
There's so many different reasons because of that. But I think like you're saying, that it depends on who it is for one, but then also there never really was the right backing behind the right people. Do you know what I mean? It was always seemed to be the wrong people getting the right backing, so to speak.
Yeah. But there is like an objective side to pop music. You know, ask Black Einstein. You know, like you submit certain tracks to labels, and they won't put it out because they need someone to actually go and sit and mix it to meet the standards of what it could be in the top, to get it into the top 10 and all this stuff. So to actually like make something that's listenable to a wider audience, to make something that's like listenable across every type of system, whether it's like a club or a mobile phone, they do have to pass it. If you're in the corporate world, they do have to pass it into the hands of other industrial engineers that mix it into a way that's like, this is going to pass all of the tests on all of the different systems and all that. And not everyone in little scenes like the UK can afford to do that, or has got the time or the skill to be able to mix it to the stage where it sits alongside multi-million-dollar music. There's songs that get like popular, artists that get popular, their whole sound is like they've spent millions making them sound like that. And it's hard to do that from your bedroom, or it's hard to do that from a little studio in Isleworth. It's hard.
But do you think, all right, so
you can get close now, but there's like something, they put demons in that music. That's what I'm saying.
Tell a SoundCloud rapper from 2015 that though.
Yeah, but
like they were, you know what I mean? When that was, popping.
Yeah.
It's like, and what? You're hearing it like, okay, who is this? Oh, yeah, it's so-and-so. It seemed like, I guess it was similar to the whole raucous kind of era where it was just like the underground. There was just bare stuff coming out. There was enough stuff coming out, so you didn't know who's this, and with the SoundCloud thing, that happened. And it was, basic. It was just like kids in their bedrooms recording stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Young Lean in Sweden in the early 2010s.
Yeah.
And then, but my point is that they took the parts of his sound that they liked and they mixed them into commercial music, which is what they do. They've done it with SoundCloud.
That's what we're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. They take an element, at least the element of it. Because that's what people are saying. He originated the kind of SoundCloud mumble rap style. That's crazy, man.
And he's big, but he's not as big as he should be.
Nah?
Not really. He's not like, no one's sort of holding him up as like the pioneer, and then, he's like well respected in the commercial world. He's well respected in a sort of, this guy influenced my music type thing.
I like what Laurence Limbo said. He said people can box themselves into a certain audience through the content they make, which sometimes can't travel. And that's very true. Very, very true.
Yeah.
I think like it's quite easy for people to kind of stick within, their boundaries and whatnot. But at the same time, I think like what Sinead and Yamor's mentioning is there are people around the world that are into niche stuff as well. So even though they don't, it's like with the UK hip hop stuff, you'll be baffled about how there were certain artists that it's only them from the UK that perform at a certain place, a certain country or whatever. It's only them. There's no one else. It's things like that. I think the main idea is to just create, and like get, do your best to get it out in a way that is palatable for people, that they kind of like they accept it. They're like, and pass this on to someone else.
There's an audience out there for everyone.
Yeah, for everyone, exactly.
And if as long as you're not too bothered about where your audience is and who they are and what they look like and the way they appreciate your, if you're really, really bothered about all that sort of stuff, you're probably going to find it hard to find an audience that you like. You're going to have to just accept who your audience are. If your audience are, if you're a black rapper from the UK and your audience are all white Germans, you're just gonna have to accept that's what your audience is. They really dig your music.
Hey, big up, it's Chase, man. Long time no see, bruh. He says first time he heard Loyal Kana, his voice was different, but he was mad talent. Really like his stuff. Yeah, Loyal Kana's killing it, man. He's killing it. I think he performed at Wembley recently. I saw shout to Apollo. Apollo did an update saying he was there, man. So that's like big moves. And you know, that's UK hip hop right there. I met him one time and he was like, yo, man, big up, man, legend. I was like, what? Yeah, so, he definitely, and he's worked with quite a few people that you could tell he's certified. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's, you know, I think all in all, I get everyone's frustrations with the UK hip hop scene, 100%. I think there's still a lot of talent, like the Revolve Records guys. I think they should get way more love than they get. Do you know what I mean? People like G-Bag, you know, Oliver Sudden. You know, there's like the Lab 79 crew. I think they should definitely be getting way more love than people are showing them. You know, they're getting a lot of love, but I think it should be eruption for a lot of what they're doing, you know what I mean? And so I think it's a tricky part because, yeah, on one side of it, it is down to the promotion. Like we see, you know, the labels that people talk about, the High Focuses, the Blur Records and all that, we see. Like there's promotion behind what they're doing, you know what I mean? And they're there, like meaning there's funding behind what they're doing, so they're able to promote it in the right way that we see can be possible. Mm-hmm. The fact that we see that it can be possible means that's what we got to, you know, aspire towards. Like, as opposed to like look at it and being like, yeah, but them man do this. It's like, yo, but look, you can see it works. Like the world has got a lot smaller now because of the internet. Do you know what I mean? So when you can see people from around the corner are doing something for themselves, making, you know, the same similar type of music that you love, then of course it can happen, man.
There's also doing too much with no purpose is like a big problem in the UK. So like High Focus were the first people I really saw actually doing this properly, which is that you have a release, you tour the release. You don't just do random gigs everywhere and just, you know, just blow your load you know, like you were saying, they don't book you. It's a small scene, so they don't book you every 2 weeks, you know, so you've got to wait like a few months before you get booked again. So throw all that into one tour, you know, and that's coming from like indie bands, is that there's like they do tours where they have a release and they go and do a tour, even if it's like 6 dates. It's like you're promoting something. You've got something to sell. Yeah, you've got something with you to, you know, artists come from America. They don't just come to America and do one. They don't come from America and do one show. They come over here and do like a series of shows with merch and a release, and they're on stage promoting things, you know, and all that. And I just don't know whether everybody has been. No, they haven't. People haven't come from like a live background, and if you come from live music background, you know how easy it is to just burn yourself out on just pointless gigs that don't actually mean anything and don't get you anywhere, and you haven't even got anything to promote anyway, and you're just doing it because somebody asked you to do it, and you're just like, yeah, I'll come and do it, and you're not getting anything for it, and you know. But really, these things are a two-way transaction. Is that someone's asking you to do something for them, so the least you can do is something for yourself as well, which is promote yourself. You know, so take a piece of merchandise with you, or like even if all you've got is cassettes that you've made copies of, you know, at least like go on stage, announce that you've got CDs or tapes or whatever it is, and you know, if you're not getting paid for that gig, at least try and make yourself some money selling
some
something
merch, yeah.
or having a reason for doing it. You know, a reason for doing everything. There should be a reason for doing everything.
You're right.
Especially as you get older, you know, you're beyond the thing of like,
Yeah,
you know,
man, I'm gonna blow up and
yeah, but unless you actually and high focus, and it's called high focus. You know, they do focus the energy that needs to be focused whilst that artist is doing something. You know, you'll see all the interviews being done with flip tricks whilst he's promoting his album. It's focused. You know, it's got focus.
Yeah.
That's what everyone could do with.
That's the element right there, man. I think it's important for all of us, you know, to understand that. Yeah, when you're doing it yourself, you're still learning, man. Or a lot of us were still trying to learn.
Yeah, that's all it is.
To even make music, let alone friggin' promote yourself and all of that. But you know, it's coming, man. There's still more coming from this side of things. I'll let you know that, boy. So Mr. Green said, did UK hip hop not generate enough buzz for the mainstream, or did the industry blackball UK hip hop? Because when it was knocking on the door, were they scared at the time of violence, etc.? Yeah, I think there was a little bit of that as well. There's a little bit of because you got to think about like the whole garage kind of. So it was like, look, people were into jungle and whatnot, and then you know, jungle got a bit violent, and what. All the girls moved over to the garage scene, so all the dudes moved over to the garage scene, and then the garage scene got violent. Then they banned garage, and then that's when the new stuff came out, which was more the grime, what we call grime now, which was you know, that kind of pay as you go. So that kind of that was the pay as you go stuff was sort of the back end of garage and whatnot, and then they started. There was a lot of trouble this is as far as I remember. Like there was a lot of trouble in all the venues, so then they banned it from London especially, and a lot of the clubs outside of that. And then that's why. So you know when Wiley came back and he had the tune like garage. Well, that's not garage, you know. So he's saying like you can't call this garage, so I can do this now. Because it wasn't garage music, it was this grime or forward or whatever they were calling it then. You know, they could perform it now. It wasn't banned or whatever. So, you know what I mean? But then, you know, why was I getting to that? Because he was asking about... Yeah, so then I think there might have been, because it's still rap, do you know what I mean? It was like MCs and whatnot. There probably was a little element of the industry and clubs and whatnot being scared to put on hip hop stuff. And yeah, saying that, it's hit me now. Yeah, like we actually had a bit of that with Kung Fu. Like we struggled to get into certain venues because they thought that it might be trouble. They didn't realize that our thing wasn't really about that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was always a tricky thing here and there, man. The hip hop thing is like, yo, you got to come in the club, wear shoes. Like, bruv, wear shoes. This is a hip hop event, man. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, it's kind of weird, but I don't think that was the main problem, to be honest. I think there was a lot of people not wanting to really step in the limelight to that level that did have a really good talent. There are people that couldn't really handle the business side of things in the right way, so they get messed over. And then also, I think because of the sort of the backlash people people in the industry would get because of those sort of things, they just blanket everyone with the same brush. Like I know for a fact that I was blanketed with the same brush that my man from all the way over there that I don't even really chat to that often had been cussing out so-and-so DJ. And so now I'm not, you know, when it's time to promote my thing, I can't get up there. Do you know what I mean? And it's all because they think that we're all cliquey and da-da-da. And, you know what I mean? There's things like that. It's like, right, that's beyond my control, man. Like, maybe I could be like, yo, beggy. But then I'm like, you know what? If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be, man. And to be honest, like, I don't even want to be that deep. Like, I'm kind of glad not to get that deep into this whole, do you know what I mean, industry and all that, because obviously some of the stuff we're unearthing of late has just made me feel like, right, this ain't, you know,
exactly.
This ain't what I thought it was, boy. Even 100. With the like hip hop world, let's be honest, man, this ain't what I thought it was. Like today, I watched the Men in Black video Will Smith.
Catching up.
It's deep, man. Catching up.
Just catching up
It's
on
deep.
some old shit.
I was watching
Catching
it
up
like,
some shit I might have missed.
like now, well, this is the thing. Now with the They Live glasses on. That's what I'm saying.
Going back
B,
over the catalogue
because they're
with
saying,
the glasses on.
All right, so they're saying like Men in Black is basically the whole thing's about the Jesuits.
Right.
And that it's like the fact that they're kind of off the map and not, unseen, but kind of in control of everything, making sure, like what we're talking about, changing history and this, that, and the third. And then when you listen to his raps now, you're just like, yo, like, some of the stuff he's saying, I was like, yo, hold on a minute, man. Like, it feels like he's really representing them, boy. And then I was thinking about the fact that, has he ever even written any of his own raps?
I just presumed he didn't.
Like you say, he's been an actor from...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he is an actor. He's an actor. He's not a rapper. He acted as a rapper.
Yeah. Perhaps he's raps that he got him into, like, when he done like the sort of initial, like...
Getting jiggy with it.
No, but when they went to him like, so what do you do? And he's like, I can rap, I can act, and he done like a little rap and all that. And they was like, this kid's gonna go far, And they just got, because if you're gonna get number one raps, you're gonna have to get someone who's had number one raps before to write them, or somebody who's like Summertime. Obviously, we know he didn't. We know he definitely didn't do Summertime.
Yeah, it's like now you just hear it as well. Well, they say it's Rakim, was it? Rakim wrote Summertime, is that right? Uncommon Senses.
Or was it Nas?
Nah, I don't think it was Nas. But I do remember them saying it might have been someone else. Like, even Rakim might have said, nah, I didn't do that, son.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I like Mr. Green's coming hard with it. I like that, man. I like that. He's saying too hard for the mainstream, maybe. Not enough or any club tracks, hence the grime slid right in. Well, this is the thing, man. A lot of people were just making that underground kind of stuff. You had a few people making sort of club tracks, but then it was tricky as well when you're thinking about, okay, would this work in a club UK style, or do you know what I mean, in the States style? Like that whole thing as well, I think people got kind of mixed up with. It's kind of tricky, man. Yeah, man, all is good, it's Chase. Just, you know what I mean? We've been going through the trenches, man, as always. You know what I mean? Survival of the fittest. My nail is nearly off. It's on its way. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think all the aches and pains are nearly done now. From the...
Yeah,
from the old car accident.
the Christmas rundown.
Yeah, where I run over a car.
Your Matrix.
Yeah.
Your Matrix experience. You walked over the bonnet of the car.
Well, I broke off its wing mirror.
Yeah. As you flipped over the top, you walked over the bonnet, flipped over the top, grabbed the wing mirror, cracked it off.
Yeah, man.
That's the real story.
That's what happened to the car. So I'm on the run right now. Yeah, man. So what else was there? Yeah. This is like I think the prime sort of factor when it comes to the problem with independent music in the UK, because it's not just UK hip hop. It's independent music in the UK. Laurence Limbo, salute. He says, the scale of ambition on one small island compared to a whole continent for touring, etc., may need to be looked at too. So there's only so many cities to play in UK, and that's like,
yeah,
that's basically, you know what I mean, legit. Like in France, yeah, if you sell an album, and like obviously this is meaning on a commercial level, but you do really well with it, yeah, you can tour that album for like close to 3 years. Do you know what I mean? Going to different cities, doing different festivals, going around, surrounding because of all the French speaking. Do you know what I mean? In like the UK, you know what I mean? Even if you're selling out, like really, how many tour dates can you pull off? Do you know what I mean? But let alone like on the independent or UK hip hop level,
Yeah.
there's very few. So it is tricky, man. And then that also pertains to the fact that there are only a certain amount of people that are going to be into a certain artist, or do you know what I mean? It doesn't, like, even if you look at the high focus stuff, there's a difference with different artists. You can tell who's got more of a following, or they've got different.
But their thing is they do like high focus showcases in other countries, so they do go abroad, and you know, and they take, which again, you know, focusing your energy. If you've got you can tell from Spotify now where you're being listened to around the world. You could even potentially do a tour in America. You could find 5 artists that are all selling well in 6 different locations in America, and go and do all those locations. You know,
That's a good one.
And just join forces for that one thing. You know, for that one tour. Join up with other people. You know, you haven't got to be in a crew with them for the rest of your life. You've got to sleep in the same hotel.
And the other factor is like, yo, as much as we think it, that continent there, just across, do you know what I mean, the shores, like they love UK stuff, man.
Yeah, of course.
They love UK stuff. So we definitely got to start targeting, you know what I mean, Europe a lot more as well. People shouldn't think that, only English-speaking countries. It's like, yo, English is spoken down there everywhere now.
The whole of Northern Europe speaks perfect English, probably better than most of you lot.
Yeah, so there's that as well, man. You got to think about them things. Think about them things, man.
You might have to eat. You might have to go and eat the whale meat, or you might have to eat penguin or something. Or I know it's weird.
Yo,
but
whale steak, boy. Get some boiled whale. How about some boiled seal? Walrus blubber.
But yeah, everyone, you know, if you're a new artist, I would seriously consider not ever doing anything until you've got something to promote. You know, obviously cut your chops or whatever, go out and do some live stuff to see what it feels like to be live. But you don't want to spend 10 years of your life playing without anything to sell people or anything to promote or whatever it, you know. That's all it's about. All it's about eventually is getting an audience. To sustain a career, that's what we were talking to Parky about last week.
Yeah. I think like for up and coming artists, I think the main thing is to keep producing material, because as you go on, then you'll find moments that are right for you to release.
Yeah.
You know, like I think people like Sandman, homeboy Sandman, he's got the right idea. It's like just keep producing, and then you find the moments to release. And then that way it's an ongoing thing, and you're not, you know what I mean? A lot of the focus ends up being like, oh, right, on this album, and where you could be, you know, however many ahead. Like a lot of artists have done that. And then you can keep releasing and also focusing on the other side of your, you know, your material, which is like the promotion and the packaging and, you know, the artwork and whatnot, you know, because you want to be involved in all of that because it is, you know, something from the heart. So,
yeah,
you know, yeah, there's elements to it all, man. I think a lot of us missed, you know, a lot of us weren't really focused on, and that's probably why, you know, it seems that way from the other side of the stage, man. Funny old game, mate, I'll tell ya. Funny old game. Your more says stronger than the vehicle's wing mirror. Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right. Knocking them things off, yeah. Elbow, blam. Yeah. So yeah, Laurence Limbo. Will was Jazzy's hype MC. That's it.
Mr. Green said Master Ace.
Yeah, that's it, Master
true?
Ace. Yeah, that's it, Master Ace. Which you could kind of hear
sense,
it as well.
yeah.
You could hear it as well, definitely. But yeah, did he ever write his own bars? Is he the original Drake? Nah, joke. I know there are Drake fans in the uncommon section. You know what I mean? I know you lot love a bit of Drake here and there, so it's all good. There's no hate from my side, man. Drake can spit, man. There was a time when I heard it, so I was like, right, mommy can spit. But, when it comes to that world, making that music, making that money from the music, you got to give him something more simple, I guess.
Yeah. He's got his lane, stays in it.
Yeah, so who is that? So someone saying, honestly, just saw a comment the other day from an American saying UK hip-hop is whack and they don't want to hear it. Mega disrespect. Yeah, I mean, you always get that, man. It's years of that, There's American hip-hop that's whack that we don't want to hear. You know what I mean? It's like, the fact is it's always got to be subjective as well. Like, I think that's the trickiest part of the music business is coming to terms with the fact that you can't please everybody with your art. Do you know what I mean? And because the business is cutthroat, that's where you kind of end up at that. There'll always be that crossroads, boy, where you got to bite your tongue, bite your lip, bite everything, bro. You might have to bite your dick out, you know what I mean? And you're just there like, okay, I won't say nothing.
Yeah,
I'll keep it
Americans
business.
are like that about our food as well, but they've never had a deep fried cream egg, have they? So, what do they know?
Americans love a deep fried cream egg, though. That's some American jugglers right there, man. Deep fried cream egg. Hey, yo, son, you try some of them deep fried cream eggs, man? You know what I'm saying? Yo, when you bite all of it, you know what I'm saying? The chocolate just melt on you.
Oh, get me some of those deep fried cream eggs. It sounds like something from the South, yeah.
Let me get a deep fried pizza. I get a deep fried pie. I get 2 deep fried.
And give me a half a dozen of those deep fried cream eggs.
Yeah.
Cardboard box and everything. Egg box.
Man. Yeah, that's levels, isn't it? Kind of.
I'm surprised they don't have them. I'm surprised they don't have deep fried chocolate in America.
They probably do, man.
Yeah,
like
it's not so. It's Scottish. It's Scottish. You hear about it.
You probably deep fried with barbecue sauce, onions on the side, beans. That would be something they'll have for breakfast, boy. That's straight up American breakfast, yo. When you go out there and you get the breakfast burrito, jeez, you go straight back to bed, bruv. You can't eat that and go to work, man. That's like, yo, that's dinner. You wake up and have dinner at like 8 in the morning and that, go to work. It's gotta be construction work. There's no way you're sitting in the office.
Nah.
You ain't doing nothing. You sitting in the office, you're like, yo.
Yeah.
It's Homer Simpson that like with the dribble and that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you lot get Homer Simpson down every now and again. The itis just kicks in, boy. And you had that you know what I mean? Those a dozen deep fried Cadbury's cream eggs. That's it. You keyed out on the couch watching UFC. Yeah, you all fucked up. You realize you fucked up, but you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna write it out, boy.
Just egg cream
down
your top.
Egg cream and batter crumbs. Batter crumbs just all on your laps.
Creams and batter crumbs is such a good album title.
Egg cream and batter crumbs, you know. Yeah, boy, that's it. That's it. Oh wow, it's just you. There's nothing there. Just everything's done, boy. The itis just kicked you in the nuts, in the kishkis. It's a dangerous world, boy.
King Chico, I used to love the deep fried cream eggs. Yeah, he's had one.
Boy, it's kind of weird, man, because For one, do you know what I mean? It's obviously, it must melt to some extent. But for two, it's just like, it's in batter. What is the batter again? It's just like dough and...
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, some kind of doughy fried dough.
Next, so whoever's like, someone just
Flour.
had the idea, or it must have been a
Pancake.
mistake.
It's pancake, isn't it? It's flour,
pancake
egg.
mix, yeah, it must.
And
Is it? But
flour,
it goes all
egg, and
crispy.
milk. Yeah, I think it's.
I guess
I
'cause
think
it's so thin or
I think it's pancake. Yeah, like batter.
But it must have been like a mistake. Oh shit! I dropped me Mars bar. Nah, but
Yeah,
how do you
yeah.
accidentally drop what? So you drop it
I
in
dropped
the.
my Mars bar in the batter.
Maybe they dropped it in the batter, yeah, and then they're like, "Yo, you might as well," you know what I mean? To see what
fish
happens.
my Mars bar out.
Fish the Mars bar out. It's like, yo, I'll just put it in the.
You're going to eat
I'll
that.
just deep fry it. Fuck it.
You're not going to eat that.
You're not going to
The other fella in the fish and chip shop. You're not going to eat that.
Just deep fry it, man. He just goes in. Oh. And then they're like, yo, what will happen if you ice cream, jelly beans? Like, they're probably doing M&Ms and shit like that. That's levels, boy. Yeah, it's levels, man. I'm telling you. You can't, you know, you can't get too carried away with that type of food. Innit? Like, you know, boy.
Yeah, it's one every 25 years.
Yeah, like that's straight up, boy. That's yeah.
It's a proper setback having a deep fried Mars bar.
That's like, yo. Like imagine
Like
there might be
your
people
telomeres get shorter, everything just, you got to be really prepared for it.
there might be people that are on that like regular.
I'm sure there are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the deep fried pizza and all that.
Yeah. Deep fried pizza.
I guess like tempura prawns and all that tempura vegetables. It's a similar kind of thing.
I went to went to Hip Hop Camp in 2005, I think that was. And
Shout out to Hip Hop
that was
Camp,
Master
boy.
Ace that year.
Oh, seen.
And that was the year that Non-Fiction didn't turn up as well. Yeah, headlining the whole thing. But I had a deep fried pizza there, and then I got back, and about 2 days later, had to have my appendix out, and I just feel like it was somehow related. I think it's really bad for you having that deep fried pizza. They like done a pizza bread, put sauce on it, and then deep fried it, and then put cheese on it afterwards and all that. And I remember just thinking, this is.
Oh, what? They just deep fried it? Was it in batter as well? Or?
No, just deep fried. They put the whole bread
Yo.
in the oil. Yeah, and I got
it
it
came
out
out all oily.
That's pretty. What would you call it?
Fuck.
Local.
Up,
That's pretty local.
Wow. Yeah, that must have been a bit painful. And then you had to have your appendix out 2 days later.
A couple of days after I got back, yeah. And I felt like it is related somehow. I felt like
it was after that where you just felt like, yo, something's not right.
Yeah,
Your body was like, hey.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I can't say for sure, but
Well, it must
weird.
have, it probably nudged it along.
Yeah.
It might have been a case of that, nudging along,
Yeah.
like, hey, come on, it's time.
Appendix was taking the brunt.
Yo, you fucked
Yeah.
up. Like,
When they took it out, it was like, this is full of fat. Like dripping with oil. Your appendix is full of oil. That's the problem.
there's some pizza crust in there for some reason, too. It's like, yo. And it smells of pizza. smells of cheese. And bread.
Oh, you're more like the deep fried pizza.
Yeah, you better take it easy there, love.
It's like they're getting, but it's because everyone's been smoking. They're like
the
they're all
munchies
into
now,
the
innit?
deep fried food. All of a sudden, everyone's like, you know what,
Munchies
deep
kicking,
fried
boy.
Mars bar actually sounds alright.
The deep fried ice cream is the mad one as well, where you're just like, right, you lot really went there. Like, your mind just, you just opened up. bam, you know what? Like, where can we go? What's like the craziest shit that we could do? Let's see if it works.
Let's go to the extremes, hot and cold.
Yeah, hot and cold.
Take it to the extremes.
And it worked, innit, I guess? Like,
Yeah, I think it's like a posh thing. I don't even think it's like a sort of chip shop in Scotland thing. I think it's like go to an expensive restaurant and they do like deep fried ice cream or something.
Nah, I seen it in a chip shop in.
Yeah, but was that just like deep fried twirl or no? What's it called? What's the chocolate bar? The ice cream chocolate thing.
Oh, what the you on about
feast? Was it like deep fried feast?
Fried feast. Yeah, that'd be weird, man. It'll all be weird, man. I can't lie. I don't know. I just think, yeah, the deep fried, just fried alone, boy. It's just like, yeah, you gotta be careful, boy. It's a dangerous world, man. Dangerous world. Huh? Telling you, man. Speaking of danger, if you want to avoid the type of danger that doesn't allow you to sleep, the type of danger that gives you pains in your arthritis or pains from bruisings, maybe you fell over or something like that with your old ass, you might want to get yourself on down to connoisseursuk.com and get yourself some CBD. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. CBD in various types of products, from creams, balms, to sprays and chocolates. Let me give you a little rundown on the benefits of CBD and its potential, of course. So, and these are all, like studies that have been done out there, so you can check them out. I'm not, don't believe me, as I always say. But CBD is known to calm epilepsy. It's known to relieve anxiety and depression, reduce inflammation, help improve cancer-related symptoms, could relieve pain, can help with multiple sclerosis, may relieve nerve pain, can combat addiction. Some of you lot out there might have some addiction you need to deal with. Can benefit healthy skin, can help with arthritis, help treat lupus, helps Alzheimer's, may work as an antioxidant. I could go on. The list can go on. But what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get yourself some CBD products, don't go to any of these, bait, high street brands. Get yourself on down to connoisseursuk.com, where they have various products. You can get yourself some CBD spray, whether it be indica or sativa, or you can get yourself the full spectrum, which is the one I like to go for. You like to call it that. Yeah. And I also like to use the coconut oil paste, the full spectrum one, for any aches and pains I may have, carpet burns and such. Chocolate bar sativa. You can get yourself a chocolate bar of indica, whichever you want. Don't forget, you can get yourself chocolate stirrers. That's right. It turns the water chocolatey. That's the voice of Chocolate Velvet Cake telling you to get yourself on down to the connoisseursuk.com for your quality CBD products. And if you type in the acronym for the show, SYNNNKNA, something you might not never know nothing about, you'll get yourself 20% off any order from Connoisseurs UK. Mother lovers. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was Party Political Broadcast by the Blaze Party. The Blaze Party. Yo. Yeah, man. Very good to see you lot up in here. So what were the takeaways then from, I didn't really get to hear much, I guess like Mr. Green's tapped in about, whether the UK industry, the UK hip-hop world, I should say, really knew what they were doing. But yeah, do people think like we should then, say like for people like Parky and that, obviously, do you think then we should make more of an effort, at least, then to show that we support that, you know what I mean? Because it feels like a lot of the talk will be there, but then the actions aren't the same. And, you know, I get it. Everyone's got their things that are going on, that they've got going on in their lives and whatnot. But there are tiny little things that people can do, I think, that can help artists in this new sort of landscape that we're in with the digital world and whatnot. Whether it be like, you know, you choose to like, oh, just jump on their Spotify, play a couple of their tunes every other day or whatever, you know, or go and view their video. So, you know, you might be at your brethren's yard, whoever, you're at somebody else's place, you're on their phone or something, click on the video, you know what I mean? Get their views up and all that. Try and share, you know, little things like that. It's like, I think maybe there should be even a little extra effort because of the way the landscape has changed for a lot of artists. What do you lot think about that? You know,
Yeah.
I think it would help.
Maybe if everyone picked like
The algorithm.
3 or 4 of their favorite artists and just sort of
Maybe
done
playlist or
10 minutes, of just like promoting them in the only way they can. You know, you've got power, whether you believe it or not. You have got some power, and your power is like being able to help push people who need, you know, because it is all independent, and we don't have like millions of pounds of PR and marketing behind everything. So you are those people, and what you get in return is the music you like and the continuance of an artist that you enjoy. You know, so it's a two-way street. You know, if you want people to carry on, one of the things, you know, like I said, rappers are jumpy. So if you don't support them, they will eventually go away and just have a family and, you know, not do any more music. We've seen that happen. Yeah,
a lot.
They need support. They're sensitive people, so they do need a bit of support as well.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely sensitive people. I think everyone in the public eye gets to a level of sensitivity that they can't deny, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're going to have people talk about you, talk about what you do. It's going to hit you, man. You know, and what I was saying, I said the other day, I was like, it's weird, though, the level of dickhead that you got to be for people to kind of show you respect in the game. It's like, right, you got to... I think that was another thing I realized as well when I started looking at the patterns. I was like, right, like you always hear certain people getting cussed out or someone saying they're letting them down in some form of way, but then they're always still getting, you know, sought after. And it's like, rah, it's almost that way. I'm like, rah, man, that's mad. Like I came in like, yo, yeah, leave all that behind. Don't, you know, come in clean. Right, yeah, I should have been a dickhead from the beginning. Yeah, man, it's not in my nature, bro. Can't do it, bro. Can't do it. You know what I mean? The spirit wouldn't let me. I gotta say, the spirit wouldn't let me, ladies and gents, for some reason. And boy, I don't know what it is, but now I feel blessed. I feel like, right, you in and out. You know what I mean? I do what I want type thing.
Yeah.
Trevor McDiggy needs to be big up, man. Yeah, selling albums used to be the aim, but no. Now it's a whole different thing. The album is promoting the brand. This is what you're selling now, is a brand. That's why you got a whole bunch of... You got people selling, come on, man. What's the weirdest stuff now people are selling as like a brand?
Bath water.
Bath water?
In jars.
People are selling their bath water?
Yeah.
What? Like
that was
Kim
a couple of years
Kardashian
ago. No, like YouTubers or, you know, gamers.
Porn
or
stars, isn't it?
Like
Gamers.
the girl who sold her bathwater was just some kind of... What would they call her? I know she used to dress up as like anime girls and all this sort of thing, but I think she sold jars of her bathwater for $50 each or something. She does porn now.
Do you remember the?
They all do porn in the end.
Do you remember there was that artist piece that was like just invisible. It was like some kind, and it got sold for whatever amount as well.
Yeah. Well, I think we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it, innit?
Yeah.
But like in terms of, people are selling anything now, like merch wise. So it's like, as long as your brand is behind it, it's your particular thing. Like, look at what them lot have done with that prime water. It's everywhere now.
Yeah.
Everywhere, bruv. So yeah, I think we got to work on those sort of things. One day, eh? One day.
What happened to just having your own badges and tapes? Now it's like bath water and drinks. And skins. King Chico there. People making their own skins.
What do you mean?
Rizzlers, I suppose, their own rolling papers or whatever.
Yeah.
I presume that's what he means. He doesn't mean making your own skins, like your own skin, does he?
There are probably people out there selling their own skin. People selling their bloods. People selling their pubic hairs.
Jars
people
with
selling
farts
their
in
teeth that they've, teeth that have
been knocked out. MMA fighters could probably do a trade of that if they get something.
Yeah, they sell
out.
their bloody shirts and all that.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. They a lot of them will auction it off or something or raffle and then donate that to a cause.
Right.
Yeah, you get things like that happen. What about this weekend, man? Who watched the fights this weekend, man? You see his style bender come back, crack. That was pretty crazy, boy. Masvidal retiring. The game done changed. That was hardcore. Oh, man. These are uncommon sentences deep, man. Yeah, I guess, and also that's another thing as well. Good point, man, about the streaming generation, like the whole gaming. You know what I mean? That's a different crowd. Because you've even got speaking of MMA, there's fighters that are gamers. And so that's a whole, it's weird how the thing is sort of blended as well because of the platform called YouTube. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another interesting thing as well. And I think that's probably part of the SoundCloud era, part of that whole, because there was a lot of communication via, Xbox or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's kind of transitioned over to the Twitch world and YouTube world as well. So yeah, that's probably another side of it that we haven't tapped into that we probably should have.
What would you do? Gaming stream?
Yeah, there's a lot of rappers that are into gaming.
That's what King Chico's just said. Rappers are gamers now too.
Yeah. See it there. Well, yeah. No, there's a few that have been gamers for time, but yeah, that makes sense, man. Well, I must be late on that. Yeah. Slow down, man. Catching up.
What else? Rappers who do eating contests, like Beard Meets Food. You could do that one. Rappers who do reaction videos where they react to other people's stuff. Rappers who do, what else is big at the moment? Rappers who fix their car and do a video with complete silence of them just repairing something on a car. What other ones are there that are really big at the moment? You need something that's up and coming and then jump on that thing and, take hold of it.
True.
That's all the gaming ones have done. Is that it's probably a saturated market now of rappers doing gaming.
Makes sense though, to tap into it if you're into gaming.
Yeah. Rappers doing film reviews. I don't know how many rappers do film reviews at the moment.
Yeah, that's a good one. Rappers doing film reviews. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's also like the people that will be interested in that artist speaking on, whatever subject it is as well. Yes, see it there. So yes, Tempest Elixir, UFC 287. Yep, Laurence Limbo, Izzy owned the moment. He damn did. It's Chase says Adesanya finally got his payback for real, boy. So this guy had lost 3 fights to this Brazilian kickboxer who became an MMA fighter, got into the UFC and all that. And he got into UFC and then kind of fast tracked into a title fight because of the fact that he beat him twice before. And then in this fight, he did beat him, but the other guy was winning, which he more or less was doing in the other fights that he lost as well. He was always like, oh, he could have won, or he was winning and then got knocked out, or just lost by points by the judges, I should say. And then this time round, so people were like, what, he's going to fight him again? Man. Yeah, and it looked like it wasn't going his way as well in this one. It looked like the other way. It was like this guy was beating him, and then, man, he just, from out of nowhere, crack. Like, he caught him, boy. You see Mama just bend over, come back for another crack, and then that was it. He's out. Crack, landed one while he's on the ground, and then did all this. Yeah, he did this crazy celebration, which was just like, right. It was almost like he knew, you know what I mean? Like, but that's how on point his mind must have been. And and then someone mentioned it as well. He went over it, and he kind of mocked the guy's son.
Huh?
So he after he did his little dance or whatnot, he went, looked for the guy's son, pointed at him, and then went and played dead, like he dropped dead. The reason he did that is because when he got knocked out 7 years ago or whatever it was in the kickboxing match by that guy, his son ran into the ring and then hit himself with the plastic bottle and then dropped and played dead. So but Adesanya was like, yeah, I'm petty like that. Like, yeah, I remember when he did that. I was like, right.
I'm going to get that kid back.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, it's madness, like, really, when you think about it, the stuff these lot get up to. So, but yeah, it was a very, very good fight to watch, man, because it was dramatic. It was one of those ones.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh. Everyone, like all them sort of reaction videos, you see people going, oh no, oh he's by the ropes, oh he's gonna get, like they just switch like, because it was one of them comeback. It's just like out of nowhere. Yeah, good times, man.
Live watch-alongs, Turbo Tubblicious says.
Yeah, man, watching that live, boy, that was
Doing live watch-alongs and then Hot Wing Challenge. Down in prime drinks, so you could do them all. You could just like
all in one
down. You could you could blend some hot wings, down them, comment on some MMA. Rappers commenting on darts and snooker. King Chico.
Commenting on darts and snooker, boy, that would be hilarious. Right?
It's like just genuinely watching it and commenting on it.
Yeah, like doing your best to like, come up with stats and figures and background, talk about the athlete. The player. What do you call darts player?
Yeah.
Yeah, the players.
Dartist. Starving dartist. They're never starving though.
They always, actually, aren't they?
What?
They're quite big guys.
Yeah, they're never starving.
What's the deal with like darts players? It's like horse riders. They're always like mad, small, twitching.
Yeah, I suppose a lot of nighttime playing and then not eating until late, and not really, a lot of hanging around, not getting a chance to do any athletics, and also drinking a lot. They seem to be darts is a sport that's from like men's gentlemen's clubs and things, ain't it? So they do spend a lot of time drinking with each other.
Yeah, it's beers, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
is
saw
beers,
that sugar
yeah,
boy,
yeah.
that glucose, glycogen just all clogging up in there. They just look like they got that sumo level tub in it.
Yeah. It's like wobbly beer.
Oh, is it wobbly beer?
It's like wobbly beer belly. I mean, like it's sort of, you know, they're not necessarily like big people, but they're like people who've got obviously like, you know, a beer thing going on.
I wonder. I'd like to
They're
find
like beer
out.
people, like their legs are still skinny, aren't they? Like beer people who've got beer body,
beer
they've still
people.
got like skinny legs, and they have massive legs.
All it just stores up top. It's all like above the waist, boy.
Yeah.
It's muffin top. Yeah, that's deep though, man. It's like darts. I wonder what the training. You know what I mean? What's the training regime like for dartists?
A lot of throwing stuff, a lot of drinking,
A lot of aiming for shit.
staying up late.
Also, I wonder, is it similar like, because with snooker, you could tell like it's all about like, yo, how can you hold it? You know what I mean? How much liquor can you hold but still play the game straight? And I wonder if darts has got a similar...
Yeah. It's got to be.
it?
Yeah.
It's like how much liquor can...
There's a point of no return with darts where you're just like,
wobbling.
I can't see anything.
Man, wobbling, the mouth's dry as hell. Yeah, I mean, Cottonmouth just kicked you in the jaw, but yeah, you can't. You're right. There's two.
What 20 am I going for?
Like, yo, let me just try to go in the middle.
What double? It says double top.
Jessica Pisces. I get that.
There's never been like a high intensity film about darts, is there? You know, like one about pool, or like The Colour of Money, or The Hustler, where it's like a pool player and it's like really intense. You know, like an intense storyline and all that. And they should do one about darts. You know, like a really,
and I'm
like
sure
maybe a darts player who's either committed a crime and he has to still go and play darts, and he's all like, like sweating. They're like, oh, he's all sweating, isn't he? Is he all right, mate? And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. You're not drinking tonight? No, I'm off it.
Mad sweaty. But I think snooker there will be a dark. You could get.
That's true. There's never been an intense snooker film either, is there?
Nah.
It's just
and
like,
then man, they look like they've been up to shit as well.
Yeah.
Like all them
They
snooker
have,
players.
yeah.
You could pull up like
Ronnie O'Sullivan, yeah.
They have, innit?
Legit gangster family.
The way they man drink, like they're stressed out, the cigarettes and all that.
And they're always like that when it's like, time for a shot. They're like, fuck.
They're always stressed out, boy. Like bare snooker players. When you look at, what's his name? Steve Davis and that.
Yeah, but what was the other, the one who always used to have like a whiskey there and all that, and what was his name?
Yeah,
He was like
Where's
proper
Bluefoot
drinker, yeah.
Blue would be bang on this now.
Yeah.
All the snooker players. Wait.
Yeah, you're right. They do look tense. They always look like got worries. Like snooker's like the last thing on their mind. They're like, no, I've got loads of other stuff going on. I need to get this game fit. I've got to win this 20,000 so I'm in proper debt over some gambling.
Yeah, they always look. It's like they, you know, they look like they're just really focused, but then you're like, nah, man, my man's stressed out, bruv. Look at him, like
He's got like a
see a little twitch in the eyelid, like right, my man's stressed.
He's got like a wife at home who's like really like high maintenance wife, or he's got like a house that he can't afford.
Yeah, he's got some like, you know, mad expensive
Alex
snooker
Higgins.
table.
Yeah,
that's all fucked up. He's got to get it.
Alex Higgins, that's who it was. Yeah, you're more in tempers than it. Alex Higgins. Yeah, like,
Alex
he was on the
Higgins,
edge. He was on the edge.
Yo. Yeah, them man they were stressed out. There weren't weight classes in snooker, innit? But them man they look stressed out, boy. Alex Higgins, he was burning bare cigarettes, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they should have like stress
whiskey
classes. Like, how stressed are you? Got stress level 5.
With the
Alex
whiskeys and
Higgins.
that, right? Just bare cigarettes with whiskeys, like trying to
Late
get his next
nights.
shot in.
Everyone's being quiet. You feel like everyone's judging you silently. No talking. Shh. They're like that. If anyone says anything,
You can hear the commentary, like, fucking hell, man. Fucking commentary.
Ben, I'll fuck this up. I got 200 right on this one. 200, you fucker. I got 20,000. I'm 20,000 in debt. I've got to win this one. I've got to sell the trophy.
Yeah, look at them, man. You can see it. Just Google.
Turbo Tubbalicious sold Jimmy White a bed once.
Wow.
Oh, I bet he needed that.
Off the back of a Laurier. Right, fucking hell, man. Wait, I'll tell you what. Look, I've got another game coming up. I'll sort it out. Yeah, I'll sort it out.
I just need to get my head down. I'm well stressed, mate. I need to get my head down.
Yeah, man, they're stressed out, boy, playing the dude, just trying to hit the balls in the pockets, boy. Fucking hell, he's fucking cornered me. All right.
He's got me in. He's only snookered me like that straight.
Yeah, because they got to try and keep the game face, but they don't realize the game face looks mad stressed out. They don't realize the game face looks mad stressed out, boy. Look mad worried. Like, he look like, yo, she's gonna take the ass. She's gonna take everything out his face, man. Dangerous world, man. Wow. All right. Looks like D's getting the old Rona. Get the fire extinguisher. We put Dettol in our fire extinguisher, so anyone coughs or sneezes, we just spray them up. Bam, 99% dead. I know that's domestos in it. Shit, did we put domestos in it or Dettol?
Dettol. Yeah.
It's all the same thing, really.
China
style.
style.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. But love to the family, as always, man. I think it's our time. We got to make a move. Wait there.
I was just waiting for a link from It's Chase about music.
Yeah. Hey, so wait. Yeah. Shout to you more. She's saying all sports seem fixed these days, though. She knows something we don't know. Something you might not never know nothing about. Okay, Chase said he dropped the link, by the way.
Must not have come up. It hasn't come up in my restream.
What was I going to say? Yeah, man, the sports thing is deep, man. When you start looking into all of that stuff, it's just amazing. I mean, what do you lot think about this whole UFC and WWE now going to be under one banner? They're going to be under one parent company.
Who are?
The UFC, which is the Ultimate Fighting Championship, which is like meant to be real fights.
Yeah, and WWE?
Yeah, which is fake fights. It's going to be under the same.
How are they gonna? What's the reason for doing what they're saying?
I think it's like something to do with because Vince McMahon has been, it's kind of had to let go of it, and so someone else became the president. But then actually, I heard that he's working now for the parent company, so he's gonna be Dana White's boss. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, I have to check that. Yeah, it looked like it was true. But yeah, so now they're going to be owned by Endeavor. Well, it's going to be I think the company's going to be called TKO or something like that. But yeah, the guy who owns UFC, which is Ari Emanuel, is going to now own 51% of the WWE, which is madness. So it's like, people already think that some of these MMA fights, like UFC fights, and that are fixed.
Yeah.
That's just going to sprinkle more.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Curiosity on the thing, man. It's going to piss a whole load of petrol on the fire right there, boy. I tell you that. Yeah.
I'm just reading it now.
Talking of fixed sports, you know what I mean? We don't know what's fixed. Things seem like they could be. but we don't know for sure 100%. And I think that's all that kind of matters at the end of the day. All that matters is, as long as you can't prove it, we can get away with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a story about, I think it was American football in the 80s, maybe like that, something like that, or 90s, where, you know, there were some members of a team as well as it might have been a referee or something like that were caught, you know, fixing games. And
Yeah.
they got taken to court and everything and all that. And they, you know, and so then some of the spectators, like people that had bought tickets, they went to take them to court and say that this, you know, this team had been cheating. And obviously us watching, I think it might have been something to do with maybe them betting, which I think might, no, I don't think it's anything to do with them betting, but the fact that maybe they bought tickets to something that was already pre-planned, so they didn't, you know, they felt like they'd been cheated. But the court said, all you paid for was a ticket to see these guys play. That's it. You didn't pay for, like, whether it was real or not, whether it's fixed or not. You didn't, so you're not getting anything. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And that's really interesting to because it's like, wow, okay, so you're kind of saying like, yeah, and it is, it's sports entertainment.
Yeah.
They call it that, you know? It's crazy. Crazy. Did we get it? I think we're gonna play.
No.
We're gonna play out on the. No.
No, nothing come through yet.
All right. So you know what? For 420, I think I might play. You know what I mean? Give them a little something exclusive next week. Yeah.
Okay.
Something stupid.
All right.
Because, you know, I'm itching to get some music out. I ain't going to lie. And I think, the Uncommon Senses are probably the best ones that I should be premiering it to. Or at least having a little micro mini listening party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we do that next week, man. 420.
Thursday, remember everybody, that's on a Thursday.
Next week, we'll be back Thursday, Marvel lovers. As always, we love you lot coming through and showing some love, man. Showing some support. The Uncommon Senses. No? Is it not there?
Nothing.
As always. Well, all right, let's try and do it next week. Maybe we'll do some tunes and all that.
Yeah. All right.
Next week we'll play. Yeah, so get some tunes together.
Just email us over any links for your tunes.
Yeah, next week.
Whoever you are, even if you're listening to this after on the listen again or whatever, just email us a link at symmnkna@gmail.com and just send us a link to it, and we'll do like a sort of once everyone's nice and toasted, we'll put on some tunes.
Yeah, man. We'll do like we did last time when we were playing people's stuffs.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. Yeah, something to listen to.
420 Bake Off.
You never know. We might have some people with us joining us who can comment as well.
Martha Sovereign, can I do an N-Dubs cover?
Yes, please.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, do an N-Dubs cover.
Oh, we got the email from... Oh, I haven't got it in. Has it come in? No, it's not.
Checking the spick and spam.
Hang on.
Spam. Why do they call it spam?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an acronym for something.
How do I tell it it's not spam?
You shout at it.
You're not spam. Right. Okay. We've got Linktree from
we'll go out on this
Chase.
thing,
Let me just see what we've got.
Spam, unsolicited email, often of a commercial nature, sent indiscriminately to multiple mailing lists, individuals, or newsgroups, junk email. 2, a single piece of such email. 3, a collection of unsolicited bulk electronic messages. And why did we call it spam? Canned meat.
Has Chase got anything? I'm on Chase's SoundCloud. So is there anything that you want us to play out for, play like 60 seconds on the way out?
What are you asking him here?
Yeah. Because there's nothing on the YouTube and I haven't got Spotify, so I can't play anything off of that, I don't think. Linktree. Oh, that's quite good.
It seems like spam. All right. It's reference for to 1970s Monty Python TV comedy sketch.
Really?
In the sketch, a woman in a restaurant,
spam.
attempts to order from a menu full of items made with spam, luncheon meat. So part of the joke is that the menu items repetitively name spam as an ingredient, such as spam, sausage, eggs, and spam. Soon a group of Vikings begin singing spam, repeatedly drowning out conversation as the woman gets increasingly annoyed. Oh, okay, so, right, in that sense, yeah. It's just like you keep getting this thing, and why don't you call it spam?
Right, that makes sense. Yeah.
Spam and the internet. Oh, right, okay. So it's not that deep. You think there's an acronym to it. I'm sure there's an esoteric meaning to the word spam.
Okay.
If we go to the gematria calendar. All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, do we know what we're going to play then?
Yeah, Elevate.
Elevate. It's Chase, man. Good to see you back, brother. I hope all is blessed, and love to everybody out there, man. All the silent listeners, as well as the crew them in the chat room, the Uncommon Senses, Tempest, Elixir, Liz Williams, Yamor, King Chico, Martha Sovereign, Laurence Limbo, Black Einstein, you know what I mean, Robbie Love. Yes, man, all the crew, man. We appreciate you each and every time, man. Next week, Turbo Tubalicious will be back with some of that 420 flavor, boys. So get your flavors ready. You know what I mean? Get your bongs, get your little vapes, get your skins. Someone mentioned skins earlier, innit? That turbid a minute, boy. Yeah, because it's going to be a wild one next week, boy. You know how we do. All the way out here in Amsterdam. Big up to Sinead. Yeah, man, we'll try and, I think we're going to get into a deep one on the herbal literature, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. It's always we like to go deep on different subjects, and of course, if it's 420, then you know what we got to do.
Right.
Right.
I'm just going to load this up. I'm ready to go.
All right, so we're going to take you out on this one. Shout out to Chase. This is Elevate. My name is MysDiggi. That's Dan DNA. This is some shit you might not never know nothing about. And guess what, mother lovers? We're out.
Days fade when I stay up late. Daybreak, my safe place. I've been gliding on ice like lucid when I free my mind. I talk too much, I know. I've been around the block, you stay on my eye. Take away all the tension, all the strain. Been lying down with my eyes wide. 40 days, 40 nights. New year in a whole place. I'm far away, but I feel the same. Still lying down wide-eyed. 40 days, 40 nights. I'm coming back from the fall. I'm barely feeling it all. That didn't have to burn, but it's done. Oh, gotta open up. Now I'm counting on y'all. I'm counting. Been in my element. I tell the truth and the sentiments clear. I want you here, I wanna hear you.